Hi Leo, I'm going to be doing a self-love tarot spread. These are general messages. If it doesn't resonate with you this week, come back next week. Maybe I can help you then. These are self-love messages designed to showcase areas where, we might not be giving ourselves 100%, or maybe letting ourselves down, or areas we can be more authentic with ourselves. Part of self-love is self-acceptance, and it's hard to accept parts of ourselves that we haven't acknowledged. I do a 6-card spread, Leo. The 7th card is Spirit Message. We shuffled a little bit before we got started, but let's go ahead and try again. And let's see. In this first position, we have how you feel or where you are. In the second position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to prioritize. In this third position, it's something that you might think that you don't have enough energy or enough time to deal with now, and Spirit's like, no, deal with it now. In the fourth position, we have something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge, to be more authentic with yourself. We're all multifaceted. We're all made up of like different aspects of ourselves, and the more we embrace those aspects, the more complete we can feel with who we are, closer to our purpose, right? In the fifth position, this is something Spirit wants you to leave behind. Maybe it doesn't serve you anymore. In the sixth position, this is going to be something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge. This is something that might be in your environment now, or it's coming into your environment, and just Spirit wants to know it's for you. And the seventh message will be, like I said, or maybe I didn't say, I'm not really sure, Spirit message, direct from source. Okay. So in this first position, Leo, we have the 7 of Pentacles. How you feel. There's so much to say, Leo. Okay. First off, okay, failure is just a word. It's not a place. We don't live there. So if we fail at something, we can acknowledge that failure and we can move away from it. We don't have to stay. And second, failure is just redirection. If we're not good at something, I mean, it might be hard to handle, right? Like maybe our dream in life is to be a famous musician, but like we are not good at music, or making music, or singing, or putting songs together, or playing instruments. The only instrument that I could ever play was the triangle, and I was always late. Okay, so don't, it's okay to feel sad about it, but if you have failed at something, that's okay. It just means that it's not for you. That's not a direction that you need to explore. You don't have to put time and energy in doing something that's not working out for you. If you love it, do it as a hobby, okay? In this second position, something the universe wants you to prioritize, it came out in the reverse. Let me just make sure, because I try not to have reverses. Nope, okay, so we'll leave it in the reverse. But something the Spirit wants you to prioritize is the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is very stable, material stability, but also very emotionally stable. Whatever he went after, he took a long time to decide that's what he wanted. He was probably in the Knight of Pentacles energy for years, TBH, because that night he is not moving very fast. And then he figured out what he wanted. He went and he got it. He turned into the queen. He nurtured it and he loved it, and he became the king. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is usually somebody that is very reliable, somebody you can depend on. But he came out in this reversed energy, and he's the only one so far. And so I just want to draw your attention to the fact that Spirit is saying you need to prioritize more of that stability in your own life. You need to be that King of Pentacles in your own life. That's very interesting. I shuffled a whole bunch. That's weird. But in the area that Spirit says, you might have put this on the back burner. I may not be taking the time to deal with this. We have art or temperance. And temperance here to me, yeah, okay, it does mean patience, but it's more than that. You're not being patient because you're told to be patient. That would just be divine timing. You're being patient because you're learning to understand that the universe is balanced, okay? And so we even see with the temperance person or the temperance, angel here, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So the universe is saying you need to take some time to really gain some perspective and, gain that balance or find a sense of balance in your own life. Because if you've encountered this failure, it's entirely possible that you yourself have just decided that you are not worthy of moving forward. I find that a lot of people I know have, low self-worth. They feel like for whatever reason, they're not as great as I see them to be. Okay, and I'm sure you've met people like that. I'm sure that sometimes that happens to you. Sometimes that happens to me. Some people are just like, oh my god, you're amazing. And I'm just like, ew. But then me all the time, like 100% of the time, I'm just like, oh, I'm flawless. I'm so great. Like, I don't know why I'm like this, but if you're in this sense of like, oh, I failed, then you're not in this sense of like, failure's okay and it's just part of the process. I don't see you here nurturing yourself, which is again what the King of Pentacles would be, but you had yours in reverse. Okay, so what the universe wants you to acknowledge, to be more authentic with yourself, is a new perspective. You have the Hanged Man here. Hi, that's me. Hanged Man is Pisces energy, but also it's this sense of choosing for yourself to go into, you know, hermit mode, but not to retreat, but really to just get this sense, like a different sense of the way the world is. You're connected to this tree by the Ankh here, and the Ankh is like it's literally your handle on life. We all see life through our own little camera lens, you know? It's unique to us. Mine is a little squinty on the right side because I have astigmatism, right? So what is yours like? But whatever it's like, you're saying right now, I want a different view. And the universe wants you to acknowledge that there's different views available to you. Go out and find that. Because right now you're stuck in this sense of failure. I'd like to point out here, just really quickly, what she's doing in this failure card, this Seven of Pentacles. She's drawing circles. In this mindset, she is literally getting nowhere, okay? What the universe wants you to let go of is this Star card, okay? The star here indicates to me hope. That's interesting. A new beginning, right? So the star card comes after the tower. We see the tower being dismantled in the background. It blew up, and so now there's like these fireworks or whatever. They're coming out, and it forms a star. I think that if you're trying to do something, so these readings are really almost about habits. They're very firmly about belief systems, but we don't really get that deep into them because these are general. If you want to talk about your belief systems, you know, that's really challenging for a lot of people, but my email address and my Instagram is in the box below. If you want to talk about that, we totally can. Right now you're in the sense of failure, and I think that honestly you believe that whatever it is that you're doing, going in these circles, is going to lead to like a victory in the end, or like a new beginning, or like maybe you think that this habit that you have, that you formed, is going to get you somewhere, and the universe is just saying, bruh, that's going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. What they want you to acknowledge about it is this Nine of Swords. Okay. So this situation, whatever it is that you're holding on to, the sense of failure, it's just keeping you stuck in your head. And more importantly, it's probably something that's actually in your head. You could have failed at something, but again, failure is not like the end of the line. To continue to try to do something over and over again is literally the definition of insanity, but that's when you fail. That's why the card looks like that. It's just you just keep trying again and again and again, and you're failing over and over again because you're not trying something new. This Nine of Swords is just you being in your head about it. Just you being in your head. And because of that, I think maybe this is something that, like, you know, you're really holding yourself back. Like, you really are holding yourself back. So the universe is saying you need to get out of this sense of failure, be more nurturing towards yourself, and really try to understand the balance. I think I just saw a big spider. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, okay, because seriously, see, universe is saying this is spirit message. This is your 7th card here, this Ace of Pentacles. Literally, this is universe offering you more stability. It's available for you, but you feel like a failure. And because you feel like a failure, you need to take a different perspective. So maybe I can help you with that, because I am the Hanged Man. Nice to meet you. Actually, I'm the self-love shaman. A shaman is a guide. Because I'm trying to do self-love, I'm trying to be like an emotional guide to help you move forward inward, or move inward. Journey inward. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to guide you on your journey inward. because self-love really is a journey. We grow up learning that, we have to behave a certain way to survive. Either we need to shut off other people, or we just need to give and give and give and to appease those around us. We get to this age and we're just like, well, shit, none of that works. That is not leading me where I need to go. Well, we have to relearn our habits. And so this, what I try to do, is about reshaping patterns, relearning habits. So instead of just giving, or instead of just receiving, we're both giving and receiving. Healthy self-love, healthy relationships with those people around us. And what I see right now is that you're in this sense of failure. You're in this sense of saying to yourself, whatever I've done, it isn't enough. Dude, get a life. I wonder what his sign is. Okay. Yeah. So you're in this sense of failure right now. And I really think you need to come to a space within yourself. You need to find some kind of balance again within yourself, but give yourself that room. Okay. I think it's important to, if we haven't yet, talk about emotional space, right? When we put time and effort and energy into something, we are literally putting our emotions into it. When it doesn't work out, it hurts us emotionally. That's why our chest gets tight. That's why it's hard to breathe, That's why we feel it. So in order to remove ourselves from that situation, we have to give ourselves emotional space. We have to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. We say, whatever happened in that situation, it happened when I was this way. I'm not that way anymore. Let's say, for this situation, we have failure, King of Pentacles, new perspective, I'm not really sure. I'm not really getting a clear picture on this. So it could be a whole bunch of things. But let's just say that whatever you tried, you failed at, okay? School. Okay, let's just use school. Let's say that you failed 3 classes and you feel like a big old loser. You're like, oh, I'm a failure. But telling yourself, okay, that was last semester. Last semester I was dealing with this and this and this. This semester I want to work harder. So I'm going to say that last semester, even though, I woke up late almost every day and I was almost late to school every day and I was tired when I was in school, this morning, or when this new semester starts, I'm going to forgive myself for last semester. And I'm going to say this time I'm going to try harder. I'm not who I was then. I don't have to, act in the same way over and over again, expecting different results. Give yourself emotional space from what happened and say that you can make things different. Believe that. If you can believe that, I believe that you can ascend. I believe that, not staying stuck in a shame spiral is very healthy. The universe is saying you need to give yourself more nurturing, right? So a shame spiral could be very real for you, Leo. It could be very real. And what we want here is for you to come out of that energy and to give yourself some nurturing love, some care, some compassion. Move yourself into balance, into understanding that that failure is a part of life, because it is redirecting. No one gets born, unless you did, you need to let me know, but no one gets born with a manual. No one gets born with a little sheet attached to you that says, this is how your life is supposed to go. And so we just do the best we can. We literally just do the best we can. Understand that. Move into a more accepting place of yourself and say, you're just doing the best you can with what you have. I know it's really hard sometimes to be forgetting with people, but we have to look at honestly where they come from. If somebody hurts you, what? Who just goes around trying to hurt people? Hurt people. I'm not saying, you should let people do it or that their behavior is okay. I'm just saying that, this comes from somewhere. And you need to be more forgiving of yourself. More nurturing. Yeah. Duality. Okay? Failure is redirection. It's just part of life. You need to move into balance, harmony with yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. And understand that this is just a place you had to go. If you experienced failure, you should be glad, because then, there's one less thing that you have to try. Imagine if you had a key ring and there was 80 keys on it and you only had to unlock one door. Every ring you try is one more that you don't have to deal with, right? Every failure you experience is just one more thing you don't have to try. That's great. That's good for me. I like that. I'm not having to work hard at things. It's fine. Okay, and so the universe is saying here that you need to prioritize understanding this sense of balance, this sense of duality. Look, it's come up again and again and again. You are not a failure. Failure is a word. You can't be a word. Yeah, you could be multifaceted and part of you could be a failure, but then you couldn't be like, you know, like you can't say that, oh, you're a good driver, but you're also a failure. So whatever you failed at, like, okay, maybe you failed at baking banana bread. It's really hard. Not all of us can be masters like me, okay? Don't worry about it. So like maybe you failed at that. So you're also like a NASCAR driver, but you're just a failure at baking banana bread, okay? You're multifaceted. So don't just get stuck on one aspect. That's not who you are, Leo. Art and temperance. So the universe really wants you to focus on this. Yeah. If you're super hard on yourself, oh my God, you don't, if you're in a relationship with somebody that you don't like, I know, it's an oxymoron, it drives me crazy. If you're in a relationship with somebody you don't like, you don't want to go home, right? But if you're in a relationship with somebody you don't like and that person happens to be you, how do you go home? How do you, how do you de-stress? How do you get away from yourself? You can't. So you have to be somebody who's accepting of you, someone who likes you. And the way that you like you is by ceasing to judge, what's happened to you, or ceasing to, be hard on yourself. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. And this is that perspective change, okay? This really is that perspective change. Maybe you grew up in an environment where, situations were real. People really, not depended on you or relied on you, but made you feel like you had to behave in some kind of way and excel to some kind of standard. And now you believe that about yourself too. Well, that's a belief pattern, and my email address and my Instagram are in the box below. We can talk about belief patterns. That's individual, so that would be personal, but it's your perception of this, okay? So we just have to change our perspective of failure. It's gonna be a struggle. Well, Leo, that's fair. It's fair to feel like that. Ancient wisdom, whatever you go through, whatever happens to you, you will be the same person. You will be the same person. You will just have gone through new things and you will have grown. Not changed, grown. The Star. So the universe is saying you need to let go of the idea that whatever this failure is linked to is not a new way forward, okay? That's a dead end. So let's let go of it. And maybe this might take some time. You need some time to retreat. You need some time to yourself to really, get in touch with, I don't know, whatever's going on. But you do need some time away to deal with it. I always recommend that. And discernment, right? Okay, so if you were following this behavioral pattern because of your sense of belief or whatever, and you thought it would lead you somewhere that it didn't, okay, so that is a belief pattern we have to look at. But we have to look at it because we need to use discernment. Discernment means figuring out what's right for us. Okay? If I know that becoming a doctor is what's right for me, there's no reason for you to become a doctor just because I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So we have to use discernment, what's right for us. If you're really heavily into rhythm and music and dancing and stuff, well, then you should definitely follow that, pursue that, what's right for you. You can be a dancer and I can be a doctor, and there's nothing wrong with that. What's right for you. What the universe is saying is you're really in your head about this. Maybe you don't even acknowledge, or maybe you don't even realize how much this sense of failure, or you being a failure, or just the belief that you will fail is actually getting in your way. You actually probably don't even notice it. Because see, her hands are down, or her hands are up to her eyes, and her head is down. She doesn't see the swords that are literally piercing her. So I don't know if you know how much you let this sense of failure or this fear of failure hold you back, Leo. That's a good point, though, okay? That's a really good point. Integration. If you do have a sense of failure, if you do have a fear of failure, that is just another aspect of yourself. That really is. I have a fear of bears. And I joke about it because I joke about trauma, and I've never seen a bear in my life, but let me tell you something. If I were to see a bear, I would not be able to handle it. If you were close to me, you know the story. I have full on told you what I would do to avoid a bear attack. I've integrated that as part of myself, okay? I know that about myself, which means that I could not put myself in a position where not encountering a bear would be something that I would have to handle alone. I've integrated that part of myself. Yeah, it doesn't affect who I am on a day-to-day basis, but kind of it does. It's always in the back of my mind. Did you know that a bear could run 35 miles an hour? That's like as fast as a horse. I can't even run a mile in like 10 minutes. I would get eaten by a bear so fast, okay? So like always in the back of my mind, it's like, oh my God, is there a bear nearby, okay? But if there is a fear of failure in you, that's part of something you have to acknowledge. If you know that it holds you back from things, say, I have a fear of failure. And then when you're afraid, ask yourself, is this real fear or is this my fear of failure? And let me tell you, if it's not a real bear or if it's not like an actual life or death situation, it's fear of failure. That's our ego. Rude. Yeah, divine timing. I think that as we go through this, Leo, that it's going to just become more and more clear to you. You're going to see more and more of this pattern of like, maybe I do hold myself back from things. Because the universe is acknowledging here, hey, we have this Ace of Pentacles available to you. It's right there. Do you want this? Hello. It's talking to you. But you're just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I'm a failure, so I don't know if I can. Don't let yourself hold you back. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Sorry. I just got excited. This is letting go. Leo, you have to let go of that way of thinking. Yeah. And that's going to take some creativity. That's super fair. Okay? Because if we've been doing the same thing over and over and over again for years and years and years, how do you immediately change your habits? You can't. It just takes time and creative thinking. If you don't see something, how do you just see it? You can't just see it. Like, you have to repair the vision or the damage to the vision, or to whatever's wrong so that you can't see it. That was a bad analogy. I'm just trying to help you understand that, like, none of this is your fault, okay? Like, if you're learning these things now, then you're just learning it. Hopefully in the future we teach emotional intelligence in school, like, to how to like be discerning, or we teach how to think our way through situations. But until then, we are all just making it up as we go along. Okay? None of this is your fault. You don't have to feel bad. Like, we're all just doing our best. And if your best is being here watching this video, then I'm assuming that you want to know more and want to, get closer to who you actually are. Somebody explained it to me one time that that our goal in life, or goal as a soul, is to move closer to the target in the center of a bullseye. And every time we level up, we're just getting closer to who we really are. And that's all I want for everyone else, It's just to move closer to who they are. I want that for myself too. So if you want some help or a private reading, my email address is in the box below. You can email me or you can message me on Instagram. I really hope this helps, Leo. You have a good day.